Welcome to SEO Conspiracy.com. This is your alternative search news for week 48 of 2020. Without any further ado, let's dive in. And first in the news, Mr. Boris Schwartz, who is, my mentor as far as Google News goes, watched last week and noted that I reported the Search Engine Journal news about the fact that desktop pages would be dropped from Google's index when the move to mobile will happen in March 2021. And apparently, Search Engine Journal reported incorrectly that news. So if we understand now, you will have more time to deal with the issue. But hurry, guys, it's happening. So what's happening is whatever text will be on the computer version, the desktop version of your website, or any other element that is not present on the mobile version, gone. On the mobile index, of course. Still safe for the computer version of Google. And we are sticking with Barry, of course, because he is reporting on Search Engine Roundtable. Yes, anchor text is a Google ranking factor. So the fact of the matter is that since Penguin hit, so 2012, 13, something like that, the basic practice around link building is that on internal links, you can optimize your anchor text. And on backlinks, you have to chill. Personally, I say 0. Once in a while, why not? But I use backlinks to boost the domain to as far as PageRank and other signals. Then I use Semantic SEO to have a strong internal linking and good content on my pages, and works amazingly. Check out the Semantic SEO playlist to know more. But here it's John is saying that anchor text, well, if it's keyword rich, longer anchor text will give more meaning to Google, will give more signal. But then, in my opinion, from my experience, anchor text is pretty much exact. If you want to boost the page for something, for a specific keyword, you need exactly the query the way you want it to ranking for on the anchor text. And I give context before and after, all around the link. And also, what's noting here is, what's funny is that somebody, so I don't know who asked the question about Google properties of optimizing anchor text and being a little too aggressive. And of course, at the end, John says, but it is always awkward to get these reports that Google properties aren't doing things perfectly. People, Alphabet Inc. is a big company. I remember when they had to write a SEO guide for everybody in the company, because and now, I mean, I'm talking about years ago. I don't know what they do now to help out with SEO, but well, there isn't much SEO people in the search team, so the rest of Alphabet, well, they can't. It doesn't come from the moon, you know. You gotta learn SEO a little bit. It won't come naturally. if you don't know what you are doing. So Google, learn SEO. Subscribe. Thanks. And talking about Google, on the official Google blog, the keyword, the new conversational search experience we are thankful for. Forgive my French. By Bobby Weber, Search PM. I don't know who that is. First time, I don't know who that is, so whatever. And he's basically telling people who don't follow our SEO Stories series with Bill Swarsky, and we explain all what goes on underneath the hood of the features, because right now Google, especially on Android mobile phone, is a lot more efficient. It brought up a notch. Machine learning and the BERT, Hummingbird, and RankBrain are going strong. Predictive search with Google Discover. But now they give more context thanks to, of course, your search history. They use it better. So yes, profiling can be good if you accept that your data is used to serve you better search results. It's definitely a big improvement, especially in mobile phone again, and Android especially. Next on the news, on 9to5google.com, Google testing paid crowdsourcing service TaskMate in India. TaskMate is a something similar to Amazon Mechanical Turk, where you can pay very cheap price for very simple, easy tasks. We used back in the day this type of services, and you have others than the Amazon one to manipulate Google Suggest to boost local results. And it's funny that it's coming out in a big spammy country like India, where Indians, you guys are pretty aggressive in SEO. I like it. You're going strong. But that would be funny using some TaskMate from Google to try to spam Google. And by the way, doesn't work that much anyway. Those low-cost click to trick Google. Yeah, you have other ways to achieve the same results, but it's different. That's the old way. Next, on The Verge. Let's move on to Twitter news, because the blue checkmark is back. Twitter verification will return early next year. You still need to deserve it. So I'll give you a pro tip if you want to get a blue checkmark next to your profile on Twitter. Find a Twitter office somewhere nearby, hopefully in where you live in your country. Go hang out where they go after work to drink. Buy them beers, make friends, and ask for the blue check marks. That's the best way I know to get it. Next, on Twitter, Itamar Blauer, videos on the SERP identity key moments based on the auto-generated subtitles of videos. This is without timestamps, the caption, and we spoke about this with Bill Swarsky in the podcast. But now Google even got better at it. I'm amazed of the technology in YouTube caption. The way, if you edit your 5 to 10 first videos, then it will pick up exactly what you're talking about, understands your tone, nuance, and all that stuff. A lot is coming to video as far as SEO and how we can make videos and identify things in videos. It's moving fast. Get on it. It's important. Search is not only about text. Next, on appannie.com, the new normal in 2021, 5 things you need to know in mobile. 1. TikTok set to reach 1.2 billion average monthly active users in 2021. 1.2 billion active users. If you think that TikTok is still an app that you don't understand, well, it's time. I always say it's between a year and a half to 2 years after a social media was born that you need to invest in it. No need to move in too early unless you want to become an influencer on that platform. Otherwise, just to use it for marketing or branding in general, I wouldn't recommend for selling, but for branding, it's cool. And SEO Conspiracy just opened his TikTok account. Check us out. 2. In the new normal, home will remain the epicenter of our social media and working lives. Blah, blah. Yes, we will be at home a lot more because, well, there's a little pandemic going around. And we see that business and education is really moving up the ladder on mobile. Consumers will spend over $120 billion in mobile games in 2021. It's the biggest. I know people in that industry, and it's big. It's really big. Those numbers are staggering. I mean, anyway, let's move on. Mobile ad spend will reach $290 billion in 2021. Huge growth. 25% year over year. 5. Consumers will install up to 85% more video streaming apps in 2021 from pre-COVID levels. Streaming. SEO Conspiracy is also starting. We are starting streaming a lot more. I want to do it several days a week. So watch out for SEO Conspiracy on all the good streaming platforms out there. So yeah, that's mobile. If you are moving towards 2021 and you are still doing traditional SEO, meaning you rank text on web pages for Google, the computer version of Google, you're late, guy. You gotta move on. Next, on Twitter, by the official Screaming Frog account, which has a white check mark, actually. A quick check of Google's new crawl stats. It appears events are underreported 25 to 40% on a few sites analyzed. Verified with the logs, Googlebot logs, and so on. So, by the way, the new Screaming Frog came out, and a couple of cool features on it. So yeah, he makes the difference between the crawl report in the Google Search Console and on Screaming Frog, having 25 to 40% difference between what it said on the Google Search Console or the truth from the logs. I always say that I don't trust the information on the Google Search Console. It's an interface. It says what they want to say. And here's another proof that Google is not doing a good job telling you precisely exactly what's going on your site. Take control. Don't believe the hype. Next, on the news, on ContentKingApp.com, I found this on Reddit. How to remove URLs from Google search in a snap. This is the most complete guide I encounter on the topic. So here it is. Bookmark it, Evernote it, and save it. because it could be useful if you want to go back to all the different options you have when you need to remove URLs from Google. And last in the news, Streamback Machine. I haven't tested it. It's been a while since I've done this the kind of scrap of archive.org. But the tool I was using, the script I was using was not working anymore. So I will be testing that because it's free and there's an API. No, hold on. It's not free. The API is free. Let me check for you. Hold on. Yeah, no. Seems you can make a donation. Okay. Anyway, that's it for today or this week. Like usual, all the links I mentioned in this podcast can be found on SEOconspiracy.com if you look for the alternative search news of week 48. I'll talk to you next week. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care.